Imagine for a second that one day you wake up in your bed, you turn on the TV, and you begin to notice subtle changes in the titles of movies you recognize. When talking with friends, your recollection of certain events are different from theirs. You feel like something has changed in the world around you. However, you are not the only one who has noticed. Hundreds, maybe even thousands of people have begun to notice these gradual changes in events and memories, which leads them to believe that they are having different recollections of reality than everyone else. Today, we're going to take a look at the disturbing phenomenon, the Mandela Effect. In order to understand this effect, we must know the origin of its name. In 2013, after several respiratory and lung issues, the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, a symbol of freedom and hope, died. The news shocked the world. But something very strange happened. Thousands of people began to report that they remembered that this man had died in prison decades ago. This is how this phenomenon began, and thus was named the Mandela Effect. Many people theorized that the phenomenon was caused by people who began to remember events from a parallel world in which Mandela died in prison. Or worse, that the people who can remember these events came from another world parallel from our own. One of the most striking examples of this effect is courtesy of Star Wars. In the film The Empire Strikes Back, one of the most famous scenes in cinema history occurred when Darth Vader revealed to Luke Skywalker that he was his father. Most people who saw this movie remembered Darth Vader say these words, "No, Luke, I am your father." However, he never actually said the name Luke.
He told me you killed him. No, I am your father.
This would have been overlooked if not for the actor who lent his voice for Darth Vader, James Earl Jones. During a documentary, Jones said that he read the exact line, but in the script, the name Luke was not in it.
When I first saw the dialogue that said, "Luke, I am your father," I said to myself, he's lying.
This is quite disturbing because there is merchandise that uses this famous quote that never existed in the film. Now then, not only do we have millions of people remembering a line of dialogue that never happened in the movie, but that also the actor who did the voiceover remembers saying it. There are other examples of this phenomenon, such as in titles of TV shows like Sex and the City, which is often remembered by many people as Sex in the City. On the internet, we can find other stories of people who, upon waking up, notices great many changes in their reality, changes in their apartment, and even at their places of employment. There is a case of a person who says that no one else in the family remembers a shoulder operation that was performed on one of his or her sisters, and that when arriving at his or her job, he or she did not recognize anyone and could not find his or her office. Everything was different. Many people remember episodes of TV shows that never broadcast, even remembering films that were never released. This is known to happen with brands like Fruit Loops, which in reality it is purposely misspelled. No doubt this has obsessed hundreds of people on the internet to write down memories that never existed, or perhaps never existed in our reality. How can we explain this? The popular and most disturbing theory about this effect is that our consciousness is somehow able to travel between parallel universes, transporting us to worlds other than our own. Parallel universes is a physical hypothesis. Although they seem like something from science fiction, it is probable and studied in quantum physics. The existence of multiple universes is something plausible by the majority of experts involved in the subject. The human consciousness is the result of different brain processes in which neurons are involved. There are also theories that claims that our consciousness is the result of several biological quantum processes. In quantum mechanics, we can find several strange phenomena in which points to the existence of parallel worlds. Scientists such as Howard Wiseman and Michael Hall affirm that not only parallel universes exist, but that these can influence our world, and that this could explain several phenomena in quantum mechanics. If the human consciousness is subject to the laws of quantum mechanics, and that this strange phenomenon that scientists claims is being influenced by parallel worlds, the theory that some people are capable of having memories of other realities is not so far-fetched. Although of course, this is completely speculative and without concrete evidence. A better explanation of this phenomenon is that our brains do not function as hard drives. That they do not just simply store information, but that our memories are continuously being recreated as we access them. When we remember an event that happened in our lives, we are recreating it in our brains, and these recreations can often cause changes, turning them into false memories. So the most logical explanation of the Mandela Effect is that they are memories that have changed over time, leading us to remember something that never happened. This, of course, leaves us with the question on how exactly does these cases of people who remember something that never happened happens. Tell me what you think about the Mandela Effect. Do you believe that it is caused by our consciousness traveling between parallel worlds, that we can remember things from other worlds, or that it is simply our memories that have changed over time? Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, assume nothing and question everything.